right, ones, welcome to Conversations with Champions, where our mission statement is we help speakers unleash their voice and ignite their full potential. So wherever you are watching this, please hit that subscribe button or that like button to let the algorithm know that you enjoy what you are seeing. Today, I have an exceptional guest. She is a motivational speaker. She is a master of mindset. She is a branding expert. I am talking about the unforgettable Miss Coach Ablaza. Coach Ablaza, how you doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Tell me something interesting, Coach Ablaza, before we get started. Something interesting happened.
Okay, something interesting. We were just talking about this. My grandma retired, y'all, so I gotta watch my own kids. I'm just kidding. What's really interesting for me is I'm so proud of Johnny Randolph, and I love every work of art that he does, his podcast, his studio setup. It's amazing. Hopefully one day he'll teach me all this stuff, but that's what interests me. I'm kind of a nerd. I work for a TV station, and I'm the IT fall guy now, so I'm loving technology more and more.
Stuff. Well, Coach Ablaza, you are a coach, you are a motivational speaker, you're a branding expert. You have so many titles and topics that you are always juggling. So I want to talk about the motivational speaking parts first. Let's start there. Why motivational speaker for Coach Ablaza?
Yes. Why motivational speaker? Well, Johnny Randolph, about 8 years ago, I lost my job. And this was during the pandemic. And I said to myself, I can get another job or I can start my own business. So my first business was a clothing brand, and I had to get training in different areas for that brand. And one of the areas that I ended up going to was speaking. And I ended up speaking on branding. And if you don't know what branding is, it is websites, it is social media content, graphics, flyers, Canva, Photoshop. So hopefully you resonate with one of those names. And I started speaking on branding, and I did okay. I used to go live a lot on Instagram, like 3 times a day. So I had so much speaking skills, and I wasn't really nervous to speak. So I spoke at a conference about branding for the very first time. And what I realized was during that clothing business, during losing my job, I was always encouraging others. And that's what showed me that Eric motivated me. My mentor, Les Brown, motivated me. And while those people motivated me to want to change my complete and total life, I was like, oh, I can do this for others. I feel like sometimes motivational speakers get a bad rap because motivation fades. But motivation got me to the discipline and consistency that I need to get to. That's why I'm a motivational speaker. And sometimes I add in transformational, like some of my speaker friends, because it's the transformation that we want for others' lives.
You said a lot there, and I really want to unpack a lot of that because that was excellent. The first part you talked about, of course, you lost your job during the pandemic, which wasn't uncommon, and you had a choice. You said I could pursue obtaining another job or start my own, and I'm kind of seasoned in my life, and that is very scary. It's scary going out into the wilderness and having to hunt for your own food. So it is. And I just know this from personal experience. So tell me, how did you handle that transition of having to, we go to our 9 to 5s, we get paid, we're specific hours. Well, tell me what that mindset is like where you have that stability to now having to go out there and hunt. And sometimes it can look barren or you don't know which direction that you're going. So how do you handle that?
Okay, there's a lot to unpack there. What I would start with first is how you have stability in a 9 to 5. Not only is that the paycheck, but that's the schedule. So let's go with the schedule first. Your job tells you what to do, when to show up, when your break is, etc. And when you're becoming an entrepreneur or business owner, for the first time, or you're in the beginning of transitioning from job to business owner, you have to set your own schedule. So I don't have my planner right here, but I have a paper planner, and I also use something called Notion Calendar, Notion. And also that integrates with the calendar on my phone. And you're probably like, Coach, do I need it all? I'm telling you, that's what works for me, because the calendars, Notion and my Apple Calendar, connect. And I do like that. So that's the first thing. Those are a couple tools to get organized. There's something called Notion Notes, and it's notion.so if you're on a desktop, or the Notion app if you're on your phone. And so I like those to be organized. Now, that's you. Now, from the outside world, you have people that want to contact you, that want to, get up, talk about gossip, whatever it is. This was one of the hardest things for me, because there was a couple people like my spouse and my friends, and I'm like, hey, I'm new at this. I was new at being a business owner, a boutique owner. And even when I transitioned over to being a graphic designer before branding, I told them, I said, I'm not knowledgeable enough in my craft to be able to talk on the phone all day. Like if I had a job and I talked to you then, it was cool. But now I work for myself.
Right.
So these people did not listen. Dreams, because God gave you your dream, and they can't see it, so they don't care. That's why some people don't support you, but we'll probably cover that later. But I had to start putting my phone on do not disturb, and so I just let the people come through that absolutely need me, which are my kids, maybe my spouse, my family, the kids' schools. So that's the part about that. And I'll break right now because I know that was a lot. So if there's a follow up, or if you want me to keep going.
No, that's really good. And I do want you to keep going. But what I was about to just interject is community. When you are doing something, it is important to have community of people that understand the trajectory that you on. And it's nothing better than when you say something and you don't have to overly explain it to people. They just kind of get it, and you move in sync.
Yeah. So there's going to be two types of community when you're becoming an entrepreneur, or when you are an entrepreneur. One community is the community that supports you. So like you said, Johnny, you're thinking about, going from job to business. And when you go from job to business, you have to have a personal community that's like, hey, you need food, you need somewhere to stay, we got you, because I can't see your dream, but I can support you because I love you and I want to support you. Right? And then you have your second type of community is your like-minded people. And write this down if you're on this podcast. These people, you want to connect with them, collaborate them, and celebrate them. Make sure you never deal with anybody that thinks it's a competition. There is no such thing as competition out here. So when you find your like-minded community, they're going to want to elevate. They're going to want to get to their dreams and goals. They're going to want to be positive over being negative and gossiping and stuff. And so you have to make sure you have those two types of communities to be able to thrive in entrepreneurship and also in life.
Yep. And I mean, it's the old cliche, steel sharpens steel. When you're around people that want to see you succeed and you're at a high level, I was like, man, Coach Ablaza just killed that. Let me step my game. I'm not competing with you. But you set a high standard. So I'm like, man, let me do a little bit more Google search, a little bit more practice, get some more reps in, because, I like to be around people that inspire me, that inspire me. Yeah. Okay. So you're in your journey. What was it like the first you said you had a conference. What was it like preparing for that conference that made you say that, oh, okay, this is what I want to do, or this is what I can do?
Okay. So how did I prepare for that conference? On a whim. About 4 years ago. So I've been in business for myself for 8 years. And 4 years ago is when I had my first official speaking gig or conference in person. It was in Indianapolis, Indiana. And it was with someone that I was in a mastermind group with. So we were in a coaching program together. It was like a monthly program. And sign up for that. So if Johnny has a program, sign up. What is your speakers program, correct?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Okay. So
Randolph speak good.
like that, because that's the easiest way to get with like-minded people. So you'll be in proximity with Johnny, and you'll be in proximity with other mentors or colleagues, right, inside of his program. I was in a program with the person, and so I saw her posting her event. I said, "Hey, do you need someone about graphic design, branding, mindset?" And she was like, "Actually, yes, I would love for you to come." So I got inside that room because I was connected to her, to a like-minded individual from a program. Yes, yes,
Again, community, right?
yes,
It's so important. Yeah.
yes.
So what Coach Ablaza, what's the process that you go through when you are creating a presentation?
Okay, great question. So when I'm creating a presentation, these past years the years, I didn't have ChatGPT. So when we did that, my first way was to go onto Canva and search up presentation or PowerPoint presentation and find one that fit my brand, because a brand is something your clients should be able to see themselves on the inside of, something they should be able to resonate with. And it's not just the colors, it's the text. It's the way everything meshes together, your brand. So I look for a PowerPoint that's possibly already my brand colors, which are pink, if y'all couldn't tell by now.
I can tell, but look, we kind of
So I think we covered the first part. All right, so now how do I do presentations now? I use ChatGPT for every single thing that I need to do.
interesting.
Yes, ChatGPT is my executive assistant, it's my marketer, it's my branding specialist. And when you say iron sharpens iron, that's what ChatGPT does for me.
Okay.
So when creating a presentation now, we'll go into ChatGPT and I will say, give me an outline for the presentation I need. And once I get my outline, I can copy and paste that into Canva. Now, the only thing is, any presentation you do have to be the subject matter expert. You can't go
Absolutely.
GPT, give me a presentation on branding, and you're not a branding specialist. Now, if you're a
Hmm.
graphic designer, you probably can muddle your way through it. But if you own a daycare and you talking about ChatGPT do the branding, those are two different things. So when you create something, ChatGPT can help you sharpen what you're doing.
It's
But
an
if you're
assistant, right?
listen, if you're not knowledgeable on that, don't go make anything up out of there. So ChatGPT to Canva, and there's one more called Gamma
It's
AI.
for it's for like PowerPoints, right? It creates kind of like PowerPoints. Yep.
Exactly. That will do the whole PowerPoint for you. The only problem for me with Gamma is that sometimes it has a whole lot of words on the slides. If you have too many words on your slides, your audience is going to read the slide instead of listening to you. So when you do your PowerPoint, less words. So yes, that's what I do it.
What I tell people about that all the time, because sometimes you get these, especially people who come from a corporate world, they think that throwing everything on a slide that's appealing, and all you're doing. And I tell people, when you are a speaker, and it's okay when you're a speaker presenting, it's okay for the attention to be on you. That's what you want. You want to be the attention on you. The PowerPoint is there to support or reinforce what you're saying. I try to tell people no more than 7 words on a screen. No more than 7 words.
That's exactly what you need to do. Yes.
Absolutely. I love using AI tools as a support system. Again, like you said, it can't do everything, and it shouldn't, because if you try to write a presentation on ChatGPT, it is going to sound like you wrote a presentation on ChatGPT. But when you have the expertise, as you said, when you have the expertise, you know how to take that, put it into an outline, start ideas, do things like that.
You got to think the world wants everybody to work. They need people for their jobs. They also want people to stay sick, but we're gonna stay on the work topic today. And so they're gonna make AI look bad because AI could help your business. AI could give you financial freedom, but if they want you to work and stay sick, the AI is not gonna do that for you because you're gonna think AI is the devil because that's what the news wants you to think.
And it's just more efficient and more effective. And like you said, we're out here, we hunting. So we got to have the tools and weapons to go out there to hunt. We got to put food on it. We have to put food on the table.
Yes. You gotta put food on the table. What you kill is what you eat. So I like
Right.
you said that because all I kill and I eat.
That's it. That's it. Well, Coach Ablaza, I know you got involved with Les Brown as a mentor of yours. How did that come to fruition?
How that came into fruition, I believe, was about 2022. I saw some advertisement online. He had a program for speakers. And so I signed up for the program. As you know, when my child was born, she was born in 2022. So at the beginning of 2022, I did my first speaking engagement for the woman that was in my community called the Wealth Connect. And so I think either mid 22 or end of 22, that's when I saw Les Brown's program. And I realized, oh, I liked speaking at that conference and I liked speaking on stage with people in general. So when I saw the ads for his program, I said, sign me up. The first program was 3 months. And so we had a graduation in Florida and they pitched us another program that became a year-long program. So I studied with Les Brown for about 15 to 16 months altogether. And that's how I got started in speaking. I invested into myself, which I know you have a speakers program as well. So if you're watching this, you have to start somewhere. And if you invest into people that have already been in this industry, they can take you from level 1 to level 10. And also, not only do they take you up that fast, you don't make the same mistakes they make. So that's how I started in speaking professionally.
What was it like working with the legend? I mean, because Les Brown's a whole legend. In this, I wouldn't even say he's a legend. I think he's like he's the top, right? He's the quintessential goal that everybody who wants to speak or present aspires to be. So, what was it like working with the legend?
Yeah. So, how was it working with him? It's just honestly, y'all, and we're gonna promote this podcast just like this. Y'all getting some exclusives that I've never told anybody else.
All right. Breaking news. I'm gonna put breaking news ticker right under here so we put it out.
When I started working around Les Brown, I had already been speaking on live 3 times a day. In my personal life, I never been nervous. But when I get around Les Brown in the beginning, I mean, that was the worst speech I ever did because I did speak at that graduation. I was yelling so loud, and I'm like, oh my gosh, poor people's ears. I was just nervous. I don't know. So I got nervous at first, but over that year of listening to him speak and speaking in front of him on Zoom and seeing him in person again, I did feel a little bit better. I realized like, hey, celebrities or even the top motivational speaker, they're just people. And there's nothing to be nervous about. So he helped build my speaking skills. Also, Toastmasters definitely helped build my speaking skills because when I first joined Toastmasters 2 years ago, I was like, right, okay, we're on the podcast, right? Conversation with Champions, right? Those 2 programs closed the gap for me. And so working with Les Brown, it was amazing because I also even wrote a book with him on the forward. So just short answer, long, it was great.
It was great. Absolutely. Yeah. And again, I guess I feel like the common theme for this discussion has been community, right?
Yeah.
We keep coming back to having a strong community and being around people that are in positions that you aspire to be or are aspiring to do it together, and how being in those communities help make you stronger just by being around them. It's like if you play with LeBron James or Kobe Bryant, you're going to be better just being on the team with them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you bought up the book. Why write the book?
Why write the book? Great question, Johnny. I wrote this book, Who Motivates the Motivator, because I was in Leslie's program. That's what I call him sometimes, y'all. And
oh, he's not Les Brown to her. He's Leslie. Oh, okay. She big time in me. Okay, I get it. Okay.
So we were on that year-long coaching program that he had, and he said, "Well, who motivates the motivator?" I said, "Oh, I'm finna write that book. I'm finna motivate the motivator." And truthfully and honestly, this week Les called me and he was like just checking on me. He's saying like, where you been at? What you up to?" And I told him, I said, "Hey, I'm dealing with some health issues." And I said, "But it's all good. I'm going to get physical therapy." I said, I went for a walk earlier. And he said, "You know what?" He said, "You just motivated me. I need to get up and I need to go work out." Because, he's like 82, 83. He's like, "You just motivated the motivator." I said, "Hold on, I got to record this. Say that again." And
Mm.
so I wrote this book because I'm very busy. I'm a mom. I study my Bible. I spend time with myself. I spend time with my spouse. I spend time with my kids. And after all of that comes the business. And I have to talk to my students that I coach. I have to talk to my clients that I'm building websites for. And it is a lot to balance. And I also have my online audience. My biggest audience is on Instagram. So I get DMs, direct messages all the time. And so I said, who can motivate these people when I cannot motivate them? Because people, they 9 times out of 10 message me because they see how consistent, how disciplined I am, and they just want to touch the hem of the garment. It's okay. But I cannot talk to all those people all the time. So it's best that I get them a book that they can read that's going to get them the motivation that I could give them via DM, text messages, or calls.
Okay. So when someone picks up the book, it's like on the New York Times bestseller list and all of those good things, what are some key takeaways that they would have?
Yeah. So the key takeaways. How much time we got? Um,
Take your time. Take your time.
Take your time, Pastor. Okay. So the key takeaway number one is going to be a routine that I do every single day, and that is called the Rule of Five. This is inside my book, and it's detailed on who I was before that routine, who I was during it, and who I am now, my journey, my path in that, and how to do this routine to change your life. 8 years ago, I had a negative mindset. I didn't even know what mindset was. So if you don't know what mindset is, you can't work on it. I was overweight. I had so many issues that I didn't like personally with myself. And then I had that job. And during me working, my mom said, "Hey, there's something called the Rule of Five. I want you to do this." And it took my mom saying that over and over and over again every single day to me for 6 months for me to even start thinking about doing this Rule of Five. Because when you're in poverty, you have a poverty mindset and you're not realizing there's something other than the job. Les Brown likes to call it the journey of the broke. Jobs don't want
Mm.
to pay us enough for us to thrive. They want to pay us enough to
Just to
survive
keep coming back, just enough to keep coming back.
single week, right? And investing your time into them when you could be investing your time into yourself. So my mom talked about the Rule of Five. 6 months later, I lock in. And number one was to pray and meditate. And I still don't want to meditate because I say I love the Lord. I'm not meditating on nothing. That's about Buddhism or whatever it is. But the meditating was not that. It was meditating on my dreams and goals. It was closing my eyes and seeing what I want for my life. It was writing down what I want for my life. Number two was to read. So books by Eric Thomas, Les Brown. Les Brown, I read You've Got to Be Hungry. And I did a live book read on Instagram for months about this book. And I like to say I manifested the opportunity to work with him through
Talk
even
about it.
book read. I went from reading his book to having him in my book.
Yeah.
So whatever you
To
want.
having him calling you, to you motivating him, giving him motivation for a title. Like, yeah, talk about it. Yeah, talk about it.
Call me because you know what he said? He said, "You got consistency, you passion." He said, "But you're not hungry." He said, "Why do I be calling you and you don't be calling me?"
So what? Ooh, what are you going? How are you going to respond when Les Brown tells you that? Like, oh yeah,
He said, "You're not hungry enough." He want me to sign up for another program, y'all. He played too much. Like, he want them bands for the one-on-one. So anyway, distracted. Number three, write this down, y'all. Listen to your teachings. You can listen to Johnny Randolph's podcast. You can listen to Coach Ablaza on YouTube. Les Brown, Eric Thomas, Terry Savelle Foy. Listen to something that's inspirational, educational, motivational. Number 4, write your vision, make it plain. There's a lot of things in this life you said, oh, I want to do that. Oh, I want to open up a business. I want to write a book. And you never did it because you never wrote it down and you never told yourself, hey, I'm serious. And number 5 is to exercise because your health is your wealth. If you don't take care of your health and you make all this money and you follow steps 1 through 4, there's no money truck behind the hearse. Now you're wealthy, but you're not healthy. So exercise, even if it's just a walk. And that's enough takeaways, I think. But that's in the book, and it shows you how to be disciplined, consistent, and change your life in Who Motivates the Motivator.
You know, I just loved what you said. And the reason that I did is I'm not necessarily a huge fan of motivation. I'm a fan of systems. And I'm a fan of routines. I read James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. You know, this isn't an official endorsement of anything, but I read it and it really changed my perspective on how things are. And you laying out routines and systems to accomplish goals, that's what really stuck with me because your motivation can wane, it can lower, it can go up, it can have different periods. But when you have systems in place,
yes,
on top of that, for that motivation, I think that's essential to any sort of success that you're pursuing. So I love that you have the 5 rules and you lay them out. And it's not just professional, it's about personal, it's about spiritual, it's about like fully encompassing the journey that we go through in life.
Exactly.
Yeah. So when you go out and teach that, what are some of the biggest responses that you have pertaining to your 5 rules?
Yeah, so when I go out and teach that, some of the responses I get, when you tell somebody something, and just like I said in the beginning, it took my mom 6 months for me to get me to do it. So one of the responses I get negative is like, that's a lot of stuff, or I can't finish that before 8 a.m. So the people that say, because you're supposed to do this list before 8 a.m., I didn't mention that, but
Oh,
start your day right because you want to prepare your mindset before you deal with anybody else. And so I say to those people about the 8 a.m. is that do it throughout the day. When I had a job, I had to do it throughout the day. So I missed that part. Thank you for asking that question. and then others just, say thank you because they know that their mindset is something that they need to work on if they're going to change their life. Yeah.
What's your biggest joy about speaking?
My biggest joy about speaking is that even in a room of 150 people, if I can save one person's life, and what do I mean by save? I mean like from going from mundane and just regular life to either having the best mindset ever, living a positive life, or even starting a business. If I can help one person in that room, that is the best part about speaking because then I have done my job and fulfilled my purpose, my why.
Yeah. And do you prefer online or in person? Virtual or in person? That's the question I'm asking. Or do you enjoy both? You don't have to be either or.
Yes. I think in person is going to get the best results because I'm right there in your face. But virtual is cool because I've done both. I've had coaching programs for I think I had a year-long coaching program with some students. The Pretty Girls Don't Work community. I help female entrepreneurs. So
okay. Yeah. I tell people to me, this is just me, there's nothing like being in front of a live audience. It's just being empty. It's just the energy. It's the smell of the coffee. It's the moving. It's the food. It's the potential of somebody interrupting, walking in through the door. It's all the eyes are on you. It's just something. And when you can tap into it, when you can tap into that energy and you have a good response, it's a high. I mean, I've never done drugs. So I want to be careful how I word this. I've never done drugs, but no shame, just saying. That's what I would imagine that feels like. Cause I can't, I swear to people all the time. I said, I wish the way I feel after a good presentation, good responses, not good for me, but good for my audience, right? That they receive some value from what I just said. I tell people, I said, I wish I could bottle this up and just give it away.
We're bottling up now.
Yeah, we are, but yeah, I just want people to feel like I feel afterwards. I'm like, wow,
Yeah,
this was
feeling good.
this was truly amazing. So what's been your biggest kind of moment when you speaking along your journey? What's been one of your biggest moments?
Okay, biggest moment. Clarify that. I'm going everywhere with it. What?
However you want to interpret it. Biggest moment, whether you were in front of an audience, whether when you submitted the book to the publisher, whether you got what's been your biggest moment throughout your kind of speaking, your motivational speaking journey?
Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me look at my brag board because
Oh, wait. Before you answer that, we got, and we're running out of time, but I'll do the brag board. I've never heard that term. So first elaborate on what is the brag board, then give me just one example from the brag board.
okay, so my brag board, I got this from Angel and Toastmasters. She does like some of what I do. And we were in a Toastmasters meeting, and she was like, people don't celebrate enough the things that they have accomplished. True, because when you ask me for one thing, I can almost think of nothing because there's so many things that have done that are so far up to the sky, like amazing, but I don't feel like I'm where I want to be because I always feel hungry. I'm ready to kill and eat, you understand? So the brag board, I have all these pictures from countries that I've visited. I have my mentors, I have my family, I have my podcast up here. I have all the lanyards from all the events that I've. Yeah. So all right, let's move on. So
If you don't, because I think that answers the question there. It's just so many. It's just so many things, and I love that. I love the idea of a brag board. I mean, I've had a vision board. I have a vision board, but I've never had a brag board because it is important. If you see it, you can achieve it, and once you achieve it, you should celebrate it, and it's nothing wrong with that.
Great. Because you gotta keep going, and to keep going, you have to know like you're making an impact. So I'm like, yes, I'm putting my board together. I got it. I don't even look at it. Just like I don't look at the vision board every day. I don't know. It's a mental block, but I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, good stuff. And that's that's another takeaway here. So everybody out there, great ones, create a brag board.
Yes.
Yeah, I have nothing wrong with that. Where can we get the book?
Yes. So you can go to WMTMbook.com. So that stands for Who Motivates the Motivators. WMTMbook.com.
Okay. All right. Final thoughts, please. What's the final thoughts you want to leave out to the great ones out there from Coach Ablaza?
What do I want to leave with the great ones today? I want to leave with you actually two things. So I'm gonna take my time. I want to leave with you that whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So I want you to make the decision today to know that you can do all things. You can do all things, okay? And so from there, I will tell you that you can, you will, and you must be demanding. You can because you're capable, you will because you're strong, and you must because they're counting on you. So if you already have your pen and your paper in your hand, I want you to write down 3 people that are counting on you right now.
Mm.
Yourself, it could be God, it could be your family, it could be your spouse, but even if it's just you, I want you to know that you're not lonely, you're not alone. Get a community like we've been talking about on this podcast. Okay. The world will make you think that you're alone. The world will make you think that your dreams and goals don't matter because you're just doing it for you, but you are enough. Okay. So write down 3 people that you're doing this for. And when you feel discouraged, I want you to look at that list. I want you to hang that list up by your bed. I have so many things on my wall by my bed. I think I'm in high school again, but that is all right.
It's all right. I
okay.
like it.
So what's on you to make the decision to sign up for Johnny's speaker program? Make the decision to get in the room with like-minded people. It's time for you to make a decision today to change your life for the rest of your life and also invest into yourself to do that.
See, and that's why she motivates the motivators. Good stuff. stuff. Great ones.
Yes.
This has been a phenomenal conversation. Coach Ablaza, thank you so much for taking time to talk with us on the Conversations with Champions podcast. And as I always like to tell everybody, please remember to be your best, to be inspired, to be great. We'll talk to you all later. Bye, everybody.